In the sprawling megacity of Coriolis, nestled within the central dome where the wealthiest resided, Selina lived her life invisible in plain sight. As a personal slave, her existence was tied to the whims and fancies of her owner, Master Drevik, a high-ranking official in the planetary administration. Though the city buzzed with the promise of technological advancements and a civilization reaching towards the stars, Selina's world was confined to the shadows of servitude. Master Drevik was a stern man, with eyes like cold steel and a voice that carried the weight of unchallenged authority. Selina's duties ranged from mundane household chores to attending to his personal needs during opulent social gatherings. Despite her bondage, she carried herself with an air of dignity that often went unnoticed by those who considered her nothing more than property. One evening, during one of Drevik's lavish parties, a guest unlike any other walked through the towering glass doors. His name was Captain Eli Rayner, a decorated officer from the Galactic Human Forces, known for his exploits across the star systems. His eyes met Selina's across the room, and for a moment the world seemed to pause. In his gaze, she felt something she hadn't felt in years, a glimmer of hope. Captain Rayner was unlike the typical elite that frequented such gatherings. His reputation as a liberator of oppressed peoples was known throughout the galaxy. The news feeds were littered with stories of his endeavors, freeing colonies from under the thumb of tyrants and rogue AI regimes. As the night progressed, Captain Rayner found reasons to interact with Selina. With each exchange, her apprehension gave way to a cautious curiosity. He asked her questions about her life, her dreams, her fears, all under the guise of idle conversation. But each question was a calculated probe into the depths of her existence. "Tell me, Selina," Captain Rayner whispered, during a brief moment away from the prying eyes of other guests. "What would you do if you had your freedom?" Startled by the question, Selina glanced around nervously before responding. I don't know, sir. I've never thought about it. Freedom seems like a luxury far beyond my reach." Rayner's eyes hardened with resolve. "Not if I can help it," he murmured under his breath. The party ended, and the guests dispersed into the neon-lit night of Coriolis. But the seed of liberation had been planted. Over the next few weeks, Captain Rayner made frequent visits to Drevik's estate under various pretexts. Each visit was an opportunity to see Selina, to strengthen the bond that had unwittingly formed between them. One fateful night, as Coriolis celebrated the Festival of Stars, Captain Rayner executed his most daring plan yet. Using his influence and resources, he secured a pardon for Selina's freedom, masked as a bureaucratic oversight that Drevik could hardly question, without drawing attention to his own exploitative practices. With the legal documents in hand, Captain Rayner approached Master Drevik. The confrontation was tense, with Drevik's pride clashing against Rayner's unyielding demand for justice. Eventually, realizing the potential scandal at his doorstep, Drevik relented. Selina was freed. The moment she stepped out of Drevik's estate, the chains of servitude fell away, both metaphorically and physically. Beside her, Captain Rayner stood not just as her liberator, but as someone who saw her not as a slave, but as a person worthy of respect and love. As they walked through the streets of Coriolis, now equals in the eyes of the law and each other, Captain Rayner spoke. "Freedom is just the beginning, Selina. What do you say we write the rest of your story together?" Overwhelmed with emotions that had long been suppressed, Selina smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. For the first time in her life, the future was hers to shape. And beside her she had a man who not only freed her from bondage, but offered her his heart. Thus began the first chapter of a new life, a life where Selina was no longer a personal slave, but a woman free to love, dream, and live. And as Selina and Captain Rayner ventured into the bustling spaceport of Coriolis, the cacophony of interstellar travel enveloped them. Shuttles ascended with a roar into the starlit sky, and traders from distant galaxies bartered exotic goods. Each sound and sight was a reminder of Selina's newfound freedom, a stark contrast to her life of silence and shadows. Rayner led her to a sleek, medium-sized starship, the Serenity's Edge. It was to be her home, her sanctuary in the stars. The vessel was equipped with the latest quantum drive, capable of crossing vast distances in a fraction of the time traditional engines required. The interior was functional yet comfortable, a harmony of technology and human touch. As the ship prepared for departure, Raynor introduced Selina to the crew. There was Aaliyah, the ship's medic, a woman of few words but deep kindness. Tark, the engineer, whose hands were as skilled with circuitry as they were with cooking. And Leo, the navigator, a young prodigy from the outer colonies with a talent for reading the stars. Their first destination was the planet Thalos, a world known for its vast libraries and ancient archives. Raynor believed that among its scrolls and data crystals, Selina might discover opportunities to learn and explore her interests, whatever they might be. The journey to Thalos was smooth, the Serenity's edge slicing through the cosmos with graceful precision. During the voyage, Selina spent hours on the observation deck, watching the dance of asteroids and the swirl of nebulae. The universe was a tapestry of infinite wonder, each star a story, each planet a poem. Raynor joined her often, sharing tales of his adventures and the myriad cultures he'd encountered. One evening, as they neared Thalos, an anomaly appeared on Leo's sensors. It was a distress signal, faint but unmistakable, originating from a nearby asteroid belt. Raynor's sense of duty was immediate. He decided to investigate, much to the concern of his crew. The Serenity's edge maneuvered through the rocky maze, its shields flickering with each minor collision. The source of the signal was a small research vessel, ensnared by a gravitational anomaly. Its hull was breached, life support failing. Without hesitation, Raynor led a rescue mission. Selina, despite her lack of combat training, insisted on joining. She felt a pull, a connection to the stranded souls aboard that vessel. Perhaps remembering her own feelings of helplessness and desperation, they boarded the crippled ship, finding its crew barely conscious, their air supply nearly depleted. Selina's empathy and determination shone as she helped each crew member to safety. Her actions, under Raynor's guidance, were precise and brave. Back aboard the Serenity's edge, the rescued crew recovered. Their leader, a grizzled old scientist named Dr. Hess, expressed his gratitude. He spoke of their mission, to study a peculiar cosmic phenomenon that might hold the key to understanding energy manipulation on a quantum level. Raynor saw an opportunity in Dr. Hess's research, an edge that could aid them in future missions, and perhaps even help Selina in her quest for knowledge. He offered Hess and his team passage to Thalos, where they could secure funding and resources to continue their work. As Thalos finally came into view, its majestic blue oceans and green continents a welcoming sight, Selina felt a surge of excitement. Here, on this planet of scholars and scientists, she would take her first true steps into a life of exploration and learning. The universe was vast, and her potential within it limitless. The journey was hers, and it was just beginning. Upon landing on Thalos, the atmosphere was vibrant with intellectual energy. The planet's capital, Alexandria Nova, was a hub for scholars, thinkers, and innovators from across the galaxy. Its skyline was a fusion of ancient stone structures and shimmering modern towers, symbolic of its rich heritage and its thrust into the future. Selina, Raynor, Dr. Hess, and the crew of the Serenity's Edge disembarked amidst a flurry of activity. Alexandria Nova's Grand Library, an immense edifice of knowledge, was their first destination. Within its walls, data from all known worlds was stored, offering insights into the cosmos that few could dream of. The library was more than a repository of books and data crystals. It was a meeting ground for those who sought to push the boundaries of known science and philosophy. Here, Selina found herself drawn to the sections on quantum physics and cosmic phenomena, fields she never knew could stir such wonder in her. Meanwhile, Raynor and Dr. Hess engaged with the local scientific community, seeking support for the research on the cosmic anomaly. The discussions were intense, with theories flying as fast as data could be analyzed. It was during one of these sessions that Selina overheard talk of an ancient artifact recently unearthed on a remote planet, rumored to possess unprecedented energy properties. Curiosity piqued. Selina approached the scholars. They spoke of the artifact as the Heart of Tyrannus, a device believed to be a key to ancient technology that could manipulate gravitational fields. The implications were staggering, potentially revolutionizing space travel and energy utilization. Seeing an opportunity for her own growth and contribution, Selina proposed a mission to retrieve the artifact. Raynor, recognizing the fire of ambition in her eyes, agreed. Together with a team of experts, including a renowned archaeologist named Professor Miro, they set out for the planet Eridani. Eridani was a stark contrast to Thalos, a desolate world with harsh environments and unpredictable weather patterns. The Serenity's Edge landed near the excavation site, a deep crater surrounded by jagged rocks and swirling dust storms. The expedition into the crater was perilous. The team navigated through narrow passages and over treacherous terrain, guided by Professor Miro's expertise. Selina's adaptability and quick learning proved invaluable, her instincts honed from years of navigating the complex social environments of Coriolis. Deep within the crater, they discovered the artifact, embedded in the core of an ancient meteorite. It pulsed with a faint rhythmic glow, its surface etched with symbols that none could decipher. The energy emanating from the artifact was unlike anything they had encountered. It was clear that this was a discovery of monumental significance. The return to the Serenity's Edge was tense, the artifact's energy affecting their equipment, causing fluctuations in power and unsettling the crew. Back on Thalos, the analysis began. The artifact seemed to resonate with quantum energy, its potential just out of reach of their current understanding. Selina spent days, then weeks, immersed in the study of the artifact, alongside Thalos's brightest minds. Her dedication was a beacon to all who worked with her, her transformation from a former slave to a pioneering researcher, nothing short of miraculous. As they unraveled the mysteries of the heart of Tyrannus, Selina realized that the path to understanding was not just about studying the artifact, but in connecting with the vast network of knowledge and experience surrounding her. Each discovery led to new questions, each experiment to new revelations. On Thalos, amidst the spires of knowledge and the depths of ancient wisdom, Selina forged her new identity, not just as a free individual, but as a vital contributor to the galaxy's understanding of itself. Her tale was one of continuous discovery, of barriers broken and realms explored, her life an unending quest for knowledge. As the research into the heart of Tyrannus deepened, Selina became a nexus of collaboration on Thalos. Her unique perspective, shaped by years of observing and adapting, brought fresh insights to the project. The artifact itself was a puzzle of cosmic scale, and its secrets were slowly yielding under the concerted efforts of Thalos's finest minds. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. During a routine experiment designed to map the artifact's energy output, Selina noticed a pattern in the fluctuations that others had dismissed as noise. It was a repeating sequence that, when decoded, suggested the possibility of a blueprint, a set of instructions embedded within the artifact itself. This revelation led to a specialized symposium on Thalos, drawing experts in cryptology, quantum physics, and xenoarchaeology. Selina presented her findings with Raynor by her side, her confidence bolstering the team's morale. The decoding effort was intense, with each symbol offering more questions than answers. Their work suggested that the heart of Tyrannus was not merely a source of power, but a key to ancient technology that had once spanned the galaxy. It pointed to a network of similar artifacts, scattered across forgotten worlds, each contributing to a grid of immense energy potential. Motivated by this discovery, Selina proposed an expedition to locate these artifacts. The idea was ambitious, requiring a fleet of ships and a host of new technologies to safely retrieve and study the potential network. Raynor, ever supportive, used his contacts within the galactic human forces to secure the necessary resources. A fleet was assembled, with the Serenity's Edge as its flagship, and Selina appointed as the lead researcher. The first destination was a planet designated by the ancient data as Evora. Evora was covered in dense jungles, its atmosphere thick with volatile gases, making it a challenge for even the most seasoned explorers. The team had to develop new environmental suits and modify their equipment to withstand the harsh conditions. As they trekked through Evora's lush, alien wilderness, Selina's leadership was tested. The terrain was treacherous, the flora and fauna unlike anything documented. Yet her ability to adapt and her keen sense of observation kept the team safe and focused on their mission. Deep within an overgrown ancient structure, they found the second artifact. Like the heart of Tyrannus, it was imbued with a palpable energy, its design eerily similar, yet distinctively different. The retrieval was perilous, with the structure threatening to collapse and local wildlife attracted to the energy surge. Back on the Serenity's edge, the analysis of the second artifact began. It complemented the first, its energy patterns aligning and amplifying the grid they had theorized. Selena hypothesized that these artifacts, when connected, could unlock technologies lost to time, possibly advancing current understanding of energy use and even reality manipulation. The implications were vast. Energy crises across the galaxy could be mitigated or even eliminated. Space travel could leap forward, reducing journey times exponentially and making the most distant stars reachable. As word of their discoveries spread, Selena became a figure of hope and admiration. From a life once defined by servitude, she had risen to a position of influence and respect. Her past, though never forgotten, was now a testament to her strength and resilience. With each successful mission, her legend grew. Selena, once a slave, was now leading humanity to a new era of understanding and prosperity. Her work was far from over and the universe still held countless mysteries, but she was no longer searching for freedom. She was creating a future. The expedition fleet, under Selena's guidance, ventured next to the frigid planet of Cryocon. Unlike Evora's organic chaos, Cryocon was a world encased in ice, its secrets buried under frozen oceans and glacial mountains. Here, the challenges were not just environmental but psychological. The endless white and the piercing cold, a stark contrast to the colorful vibrancy of Evora. With each artifact they discovered, the theoretical network, a lattice of interstellar energy, became more tangible. Cryocon's artifact was submerged beneath a kilometer-thick layer of ice, detected only by the sophisticated instruments developed from the research on the heart of Tyrannus. The extraction involved thermal drones and precision lasers, a ballet of technology against nature's formidable defenses. Selena's resolve was unshakable, even as the cold gnawed at the edges of her consciousness. The ice yielded, revealing an artifact that pulsed with a cold blue light, its energy signature distinct yet harmoniously linked with the others. This artifact, named the Veil of Eterna by the team, suggested control over thermal energies, a possible boon to civilizations struggling against harsh climates. Back on Thalos, the collected artifacts were beginning to form a coherent picture. When aligned, their energy fields interacted in ways that suggested a network of power distribution and manipulation on a scale never before imagined. Selena hypothesized that these artifacts were components of a galaxy-wide system, perhaps a civilization's effort to achieve a perfect symbiosis between technology and nature. The implications of such a system were profound. It could potentially stabilize climate on volatile worlds, harness energy from stars, and even manipulate the fabric of space itself. The scientific community buzzed with excitement and speculation, and Selena was at the center of it all, her name synonymous with one of the greatest scientific endeavors in galactic history. Her relationship with Raynor, though strained at times by their respective duties, deepened. They found solace in their shared vision of a better future, their moments together filled with discussions of possibilities and plans for the next steps. Their next target was the desert world of Pyra, a stark landscape of sand dunes and rock formations where the sun was a relentless overseer. The artifact there, known as the Sand Whisperer, was rumored to influence geological structures, an ability that could revolutionize terraforming techniques. The search for the Sand Whisperer was perhaps the most perilous. Sandstorms and shifting dunes made navigation a nightmare. The artifact was eventually located deep within a network of caves, its presence preventing the caves from collapsing despite the shifting sands above. Each artifact brought new challenges, but also new insights into the ancient civilization that had scattered these pieces across the stars. The team pieced together fragments of history from the symbols and materials accompanying each artifact, revealing a culture that had revered balance and harnessed the powers of their galaxy to sustain it. As the network neared completion, Selina planned a grand symposium on Thalos. Here, the full capabilities of the artifacts would be demonstrated. The event would not only be a scientific showcase, but also a celebration of interstellar cooperation and peace, reflecting her own journey from the shadows into the light. Scientists, leaders, and thinkers from across the galaxy were invited. The symposium would be the culmination of years of relentless pursuit, a testament to human spirit and ingenuity, a spirit that Selina embodied, having transformed her chains into a legacy of discovery. As the date of the symposium on Thalos approached, excitement and anticipation filled the air. Delegates from various star systems arrived, each curious and eager to witness the unveiling of a technology that promised to redefine the boundaries of science and civilization. The Serenity's Edge docked at the grand spaceport of Alexandria Nova, now buzzing more than ever with activity. Selina, at the heart of this interstellar convergence, oversaw the final preparations. The artifacts, now known collectively as the Celestial Keys, were to be displayed in an arrangement that mirrored the ancient galaxy-wide network. Each piece would interact with the others, demonstrating their potential to harness and distribute cosmic energies. The grand hall of the symposium was a marvel of architecture, blending Thalosian aesthetics with advanced technology. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing the theoretical models and the expected effects of the Celestial Keys activation. Selina, with Raynor by her side, greeted each guest personally, her demeanor calm and her excitement barely contained. The keynote event began with Selina taking the stage. Her presence commanded attention, her voice clear and resonant as she recounted the journey of discovery. She spoke not just of the scientific achievements, but of the philosophical implications, how these artifacts represented a civilization's harmony with the cosmos, and how humanity could aspire to the same. As the lights dimmed, the Celestial Keys were activated. A soft hum filled the room as energy pulsed from one artifact to another, creating a visible web of light that mesmerized the audience. The display culminated in a simulation of the network operating at full capacity, stabilizing a mock planetary system's climate and energy needs. The demonstration was not only successful, but profoundly moving, eliciting a standing ovation from the gathered delegates. Discussions followed, with scientists debating and planning the potential applications of the Celestial Keys. Proposals range from climate stabilization projects on volatile worlds to new methods of energy extraction from stars, and even experimental propulsion systems that could open up distant galaxies for exploration. Amidst the scientific discourse, political leaders spoke of the need for unity and cooperation to manage and share this technology. Selina's story, a narrative of freedom and growth, served as a poignant reminder of the intrinsic value in every being, echoing the ethos of the ancient civilization that had created the Celestial Keys. The symposium concluded with a declaration, the Thalos Accord, calling for an interstellar coalition to oversee the ethical deployment of the Celestial Keys technology. Selina was appointed the head of the newly formed Galactic Heritage and Science Council, a role that would leverage her expertise and her unique perspective to guide humanity's progress. As the delegates departed, Selina and Raynor stood overlooking the cityscape of Alexandria Nova. The lights of the spaceport reflected in their eyes, a mirror to the stars above, a boundless frontier. "Look at how far we've come," Raynor said, his voice mixed with pride and wonder. Selina smiled, her thoughts a tapestry of her past and her hopes for the future. "And think of how much further we can go," she replied, her gaze fixed on the horizon. With the Celestial Keys now part of humanity's legacy, Selina's journey from servitude to the pinnacle of scientific leadership was complete. But her mission, her drive to explore and understand, was just beginning. The cosmos was vast, and its mysteries infinite. Under her guidance, humanity would navigate these mysteries, not as conquerors, but as students and stewards of the universe's vast unfolding symphony.